I love the enemy with a scissor. Finally, a hairdresser. So yes, you're right, but I'm not angling that. And the smith, because he's so big and he has so little tools. Yeah. I love the design of the new nail smith. All right, but into the oven these things are going to go. Actually, let me grab the 8-inch first, so that can go. To the back. Let's get you into the back here. There we go. And oh no, 9-inch is gonna have to kind of sit there. All right, it's gonna be a little off center, so we'll see how this goes. All right, let's set the timer. Gonna set that to 45 minutes. Yesterday I ended up baking them for about 50. So we're gonna go 45, see how that works today. Because again, being in an evil mountaintop lair, you actually want to change the baking temperature. So for mountaintop layer baking, you actually, recipes will say like, for this recipe it was like 350. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. But because we're on a mountaintop layer, you can actually increase the temperature to 370, and then you just bake for less time. I tend to only go up to like an extra 15 degrees, but the full range is you can go an extra 5 to 20 degrees hotter, as far as Fahrenheit's concerned. And then you bake for less time, and that actually helps account for being on top of a mountain. That reminds me of that Grimm Brothers scissors tail thing. What's that, AFC? And Nelson needed his face hairdressed. I liked how the Hollow Knight Discord reacted to the announcement. They only changed the header in the intro channel and kept everything else the same. The only thing I think they could have done better are the masks. Their shape is kind of weird. I mean, yeah, it is kind of it's more hornet shaped now. I'm just gonna eat this while we talk. I could do things with the bread. I just realized I've got things to do with the bread. I'm gonna go do things with the bread because we need to. So, if you remember, our bread, when it went into this bowl, was one particular size, and now it's this size. Look at it! Look at how it has grown! Yeah, the yeast really got to work. So now it is ginormous. And probably about more than 2 times its size. But it's fine, because what we're going to do to it now is we're actually going to knead it again. But to start the kneading, because we want to get the air out, this is how you start the knead. This is how you start it. Yep, you One Punch Man the heck out of it. I like that one boss zone that looked like it was just covered in soap suds. Yeah, I think on more it was probably like white flowers. Yeah, it's white flowers, but I can see it looking like soap suds. That's fair, Salme. Well, that was a little concerning because that should have been a little less. That shouldn't have been as dry as it was when I punched it. It was kind of crackly. So I'm curious about how this is going to finish baking. But you need it just a little bit longer, and it will be. And then we're going to put it into its cooking tin, or its cooking glass. Thanks for converting it to Celsius. You're welcome, Snow of all trades. I don't understand Fahrenheit. That's fair.
Well, if you were smart, you totally would have had things done in Celsius, too.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Let's just be real. You have enough fans who are, not American.
It's true.
So what's going on in this thread? Oh, hi.
Well, the cakes are in the oven now.
Oh, that's exciting.
And we're just going to set the bread for its second proving.
That's exciting. Cool. Well, I'm going to go shovel because it's actually soft and warm enough.
Okay.
So I'll be back. All right.
Okay.
Bye, boys.
A couple of folks saying hello.
Hello, everybody. Are you having fun?
Scale powers of 10 and not... Yeah, right? I know. Why don't we just use
Dog
the metric
cam.
system?
Yeah, that's why I came in so everybody could see all the doggies. This is Peggy. She's our panda seal, who is a chunk. And the orange one, come here, Vash. Everybody knows is Vash, and he is our resident shy boy. He is very shy. Yes, he is. Shy dog.
So we're gonna work this into a little bit of a loaf. Finally, it's now finally gonna take a loaf shape because we're now gonna put it in the loaf tin. Now, of course, we can't just put it in the loaf tin. We've got a loaf glass. What do you call these things? Cooking things. Tin's just so much easier. Well, -40 is -40, but everything else is a secret. Yeah, right? So again, we're gonna grease this up. We're gonna grease this up nice and good. And then I'm gonna set this in there. And there's the Scissorman tail, right? Huh. That's kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Team Cherry definitely seems to reference a lot of things. Now, when we set this in here, we're going to set it seam side down. This is a pretty big seam, but it should bake out a little bit. Into the loaf pan it goes. I present to both of the cameras. And then we cover it up again. We cover it up again, and I will check on that essentially when the cakes are done baking. The end. That's bread. That's at least this version of bread. Some other breads are much trickier. There's a lot more steps to them. You've got to be a lot more concerned with timing. German fairy tales are the worst. Oh, I know they're stupid. Stuhlpeter. Der Stuhlpeter? Did I pronounce that correctly? They are the best. Not for children. Well, true. Yeah, and does anyone think there is a character similar to Bretta but for Hornet? I hope so. I hope there's a Bretta for Hornet. I think that'd be wonderful. Oh my god, Bretta. Read them when I was still in elementary school. And their Russian folklore, which I know nothing of. No one does. Poets are pop stars instead, though. I only know the Russian, the story of Rasputin. Not quite a story. I mean, that guy was nuts. And pretty hardy. Struwwelpeter. Oh, Struwwelpeter. Oh, okay. It's kind of like that. Thank you, Snow, for providing more of a phonetical description. No, you definitely didn't pronounce it right. Let me try to spell. Fair enough. Davy D. Duck, welcome to the stream. No, but maybe we will see her. I mean, she said she's going exploring to look for her love. Noob, you pronounce it all differently. Whoops. Void, worm, and root baked bread. There we go. Wow, interesting. Who is Struwwelpeter? Rah-rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Meow! Pretty hardy. No, that's another statement. It's pronounced Rasputin. Oh, it's not you? It's not Rasputin? Oh, Jeebus, you can't sing. Well, certainly not. Have you seen all the sugar I've consumed? I'm lucky I can still talk right. Part of me wants to just belt out some sort of operatic tune, though, just to show you that I can. Because I can. But when I'm making up, rhythms and the lyrics are all caps, I ain't gonna be kind about it. Huh. Rasputin? Wait, really? It's teen? Wow. Rasputin. Oh yeah, my stomach is going to hate me later, but that is a problem for future noob, not current noob. Current noob is enjoying all of this. Current noob is loving this. I mean, even that was better sing-song than what I was doing earlier, Kano. I think Rasputin is the closest to pronounce it. I should know I had too many jelly beans and now it don't make sense. Rory, consumer of sugar to save kids from diabetes. I'm Wilfred Brimley. Rory is now the consumer of sugar to save kids from diabetes. Okay, just let me like Russian Queen. Now the only thing you need to pronounce Rasputin correctly is the European R. It's actually very easy. Wait, the European R. I can't roll my R's. That is a one thing that I cannot do. It drives me nuts that I cannot do that. Oh, I do need to rinse this. Okay, I'm gonna be over by the kitchen sink for a while because I need to prepare for the next round of what we're doing. And the next round of what we are going to be doing, use the R in gur, but that's why I say it's gur, gur. I don't say gur, gur, gur. I'm like a stick shift that I can't hit the gears right. Just grinds out. But the next step is we're making frosting. It's going to be the next step. So I got to clean out a lot of things. So I'm going to be over here, but I can still see chat. Though you can't see me, I can still see you. No. Oh. Well, we got plenty of time because in addition to the cakes, needing to bake and whatnot, they're going to need to cool down before we can actually put any frosting on them. Otherwise, the frosting is just going to melt, and it won't actually hold any shape. It's actually one of the, whenever you see those cooking competitive shows, and they have to bake cakes. Davey, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Twitch League of Noobs. I appreciate the follow very much. Thank you so much. No, the rolled R is Southern European. The Northern European R is made in your throat. No, Roland GG's. Go to 247 and you'll hear it later because stream. Oh, sneaky. They still use the English R, though. Just the English R. Rasputin. Putin. I can't use Russian R, so that isn't important. Hey, no, pronounce Flammenwerfer? Doesn't sound right. I mean, it's supposed to be flamethrower, isn't it? Is it supposed to represent a flamethrower, or be the same word for flamethrower, but in German? And it'd be... I understand that the W's tend to be V's, and... at least in English. And that would be Flammen. Whoa, that was nearly accurate. Well, give me something harder, ASC. Jeez. Except in German isn't slandered like in English. Slandered? So it's Flammenwerfer? But flame dots are pronounced... Oh, I think I've had to do this before. I think it might have been even you that asked me to do this one before, Pascal, in a much earlier stream. Hang on, I need some time to prepare my throat and mouth. Nobody clip that. Nobody clip me saying that. Why did I even say that? What the heck is wrong with me? Anyway. Oh, the EI in is pronounced like I. I clip it just because you told me not to. Yeah, fair enough. something like Eichhornchen? Because I think that's not, it's not, well, I think that goes Eichhorn. The EI is A? A? So it'd be Eichhorn? No. Yeah, I don't got it. No, wait. So so the Eichhornchen is the closer version of it? Oh, okay. The problem is English doesn't have the sh sound, so you won't be able to do it anyways. Or the sound. I mean, at least in like normal speech, we certainly don't use that sound. It's definitely not something that we would write into a word for sure. You just typed. Oh yeah, he had it once though. Again, I mean, I'm able to kind of pull in just a little. Like, for a while, I was actually I was learning German, but I didn't get very far. The shen is like t, but without the t. So it's Chen? Yeah, dang it, Kano, I thought you might still be here. Like, I said that, I went, oh no. And the reason why I said don't clip it, I was like, if Kano's here, that's going to be clipped. I know it is. No, it's not like ch at all. It is used in Russian, though, so I can attempt and fail. Hey, I live in Germany. So do I. Actually, that makes quite. I mean, there's quite a few actually. Quite a few noobs who are in Europe in general and in Germany. You live in German. Because my brain is leaking out of my head. I'm having too much sugar. I'm all hyped up now. I don't know what to do. Hey! Kim Baker's Baking! Welcome to the baking stream. You are just in time. It is, yeah, it's very convenient that there's a baking tag on Twitch. I mean, I also live in German. I mean, it's fair. But yes, it is very convenient that there is a baking tag on Twitch. Welcome to the stream. Kim Baker is Baking. How are you doing today, noob? Have I pronounced I shorten wrongly my whole life? Cool, I live in America. Me too. I live in American too. But yeah, there's quite a few European and, more specifically German noobs in the League of Noobs. Sadly, one of my mods who is American, but his family is German, and he speaks fluent German as well. Sadly, that particular mod is not on right now, so he could hold conversations with all of you in German and make sure that you're not violating any of my Twitch chat rules. Because unfortunately, I don't know enough German to know whether or not that's happening. So I need my mods to help me if the stream gets bilingual, at least as far as German is concerned. Wait, watch this. Oh, Davey, thank you so much for subscribing. You are so kind. Thank you. Thank you. You have attuned yourself to the League of Noobs. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that, Davey. Thank you. The letter O with the umlaut over it is pronounced like the in Colonel. Whoa. So it's Eicher. So it's Eicherchen? Closer to that? Whoa, pronounce Zakam Tiz. S and D are not supposed to go together, right? I'm kidding. Or Katzelwerf is Eicherchen in Bavaria, German. Lemau. Zakam Shedlai Eto, and I'll say, what does it mean? I've only been to the Philippines and Germany, I think. No other country. Well, that's still really cool. I have not had the opportunity to actually go to travel to Europe. In fact, if I've gone out of the country, it ends up being it's been to Canada and to Japan, which was awesome. Japan was amazing. I was in Tokyo for a week and it was wonderful. Would highly recommend doing it again, because it's cool. But yeah, I've not unfortunately ever been to Europe. Bavarian is totally its own language. It's so weird. This is a bad approximation. There's a sound non-existent in English and a bit deviating once too. I will always be here to clip your embarrassing moments. Thanks, Kano. I know I can count on you.
I like these people.
Thanks, honey.
Are you trying to speak German?
I am. I am apparently 50-50 at it. You butchered it like I would speak Japanese. Well, why did you did this? Art, you asked me to speak, I'm guessing, Russian. And that's a language I have no frame of reference for. Been to the U.S. So much beautiful nature. Oh, well, thank you, Snow. And it's true, there is actually quite a lot. There's a lot of really cool stuff out here. Ugh. Where within the U.S. did you particularly go? Where is it? The Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, so on and so forth. If possible, do you remember the state you were in? I was in Germany because I lived there, and Netherlands but I was so young that it doesn't count. Fair enough. Also, it means, why did you did this? Oh, okay. That's what I mean. Fair enough, Art. I live in a city, so I don't see much green. Fair enough, ASC. I made a trip from New York to LA. Wow!
No kidding. That's a hell of a trip.
That's an amazing trip, and you went through the South, so you went through like Houston and Las Vegas. Oh, so yeah, you got to see some really cool stuff. Nice. There is a ton of cool stuff in the Southwest. Hi, honey. Please try to pronounce the Finnish word.
Finnish? Ooh! Ooh! Let me see.
Well, why not? Jokiopeli? I'm gonna go with that. It's my final answer, Mary.
I don't know, that's an umlaut.
That is an umlaut, which is why I went yeah rather than yo.
But there's a Y in front of an umlaut, what the fuck?
That's why I said, hey, keep it family friendly.
Sorry. Oops.
I'm happy that they are happy that you were home. That's for sure. Monument Valley and Grand Canyon are some of my favorite places I saw.
That's fair.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, that's a good try. Well, thank you, Mary, for being so kind. I appreciate that. Yes, Kano, Madam Noob is more family unfriendly than you.
Yeah, sorry.
I was in Sweden on a ship that has been 3 days somewhere else before that, and Sweden is 5 hours on car from St. Petersburg. Whoa!
That's it?
I'm kind of...
like Boston to DC.
Yeah, that's actually not too bad. It's not too bad of a drive. I should say, like around here, what's nuts is the states are so large out this way that like a 6-hour drive could still keep you in the same state. And you could drive 6 hours in a single direction and you'd still be in the same state. It's kind of nuts out here. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I couldn't take a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon because of weather, though. Oh, no. That would have been amazing. I've had the opportunity to only go to the Grand Canyon once. Madam Noob's been a few times now, but wow, it messed with my mind. To see birds, like, you know, when you're standing on the edge and the birds fly under your line of sight. Huh? Well, why? Why am I standing above birds? Too bad my visa expired after using it one time, so while ship were somewhere, I was on the ship. Just remind me. But at any point, I actually intend to go back out of the country. I need to get my passport again. It may have expired forever ago. Drive for 6 hours between cities in Australia, and you're still not in another city. That's a bit like the U.S.'s Midwest, actually. Also, I was in New York a couple of times. One time, a family and me drove up from New York to Niagara Falls, and further to Toronto. The falls are stunning. Oh, that's so cool, Snow. And agreed, those falls are just amazing. It's incredible. That is so cool. What do you think of Las Vegas? Speaking of not great natural things, but really nutty cities. Well, noob, I'm on the very edge of Russia on the west. Oh, okay. Yeah, imagine going to Sweden from Kamchatka or Siberia. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, that would be, my God. That's probably got to be even like a 10-hour flight, let alone a drive.
Please tell me there has to be some sort of wacky Russian road trip film with that plot.
I don't know. Art, is there some sort of like comedic road trip film of characters making that trip in a car? Today a pigeon flew like a head size over me and it scared me. Yeah, right? We're not used to birds being like near us when they're flying. Like if they take off, sure, because they're coming from the ground maybe. But when they just are like and they're like right there, like whoa. So that was the thing for me at the Grand Canyon is you're standing on the edge, and so you're looking like a few thousand feet down, but then you look straight out and there are birds and they're coming down like this, but they're soaring at that level. You're like, that's I'm up really high. Okay. Okay. Let me just back away from the edge. Passports are kind of just like that. They just keep expiring. I mean, it's true. I completely forgot about it. I live in Austria. If I drive 6 hours, I can visit a fairly big part of Europe. That's really cool. And Menlia, thank you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a fantastic day. But that is fairly true. You can kind of hit just about anywhere, which is really cool. I am really not a city person, and I have huge problems with noise and bright lights. Las Vegas was torture for me. Yep. Fair enough. Also, one of the guys in my travel group got drunk and broke a window with his hand. Oh, no. Just off that alone, Snow, you have had a more typical Las Vegas trip than I've ever had. But I'm sorry that you've had a typical Las Vegas trip, because that's not fun. I'm sorry that that's been your experience there. We'll need the spatula. I have motion sickness, so I hate cars and trains. Oh, ASC, that sucks. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I thankfully don't suffer from that anymore, but up until my late teens, I did. Ugh, it was not fun. I used to get it the worst on school buses. So, like, every day you go to school, and every day I'd be near vomiting before I got to school. When I was like 13, a pigeon pooped right. Oh no, Selmy. Oh no, the longest version for phone I heard till now. Can you pronounce? Well, let's see. All right, so that's Mobiles Telecomunicación. Oh man, I'm going straight into Spanish because I see mobiles and I'm like mobiles. Mobiles Telecomunicaciones. Get at. Squeaky boy! It's true. Peggy is going nuts with her squeaky toy right now. Every now and then I wonder what it would have done if it landed just 2 centimeters to the left. Right? The A is like an N. Oh, so it'd be gerent. Okay, Vladivostok to St. Petersburg is 8 hours without stops. And Siberia is halfway between. So around 5 and 6. Actually, Siberia is northern West Asia. It's fine. Las Vegas wasn't the focus of the trip for me anyways. And I met my best friend on that trip. We've been traveling together every summer since. She's from Norway. That's wicked cool, Snow. That's very cool to hear. I mean, so talk about a heck of a positive coming from that trip. Let's see. Yep, cream of butter and powdered sugar. All right, so we're gonna start making the frosting because we've got We still have plenty of time on the cake. We still have plenty of time. We've still got to bake the bread. Thankfully, baking the bread won't take all that long. Got closer than I thought, though. Yay! Go me! Hooray! Go me! I'm the greatest! So, frosting is predominantly like butter, maybe heavy cream, sugar, and flavor. That's essentially it.
You can also use different oils like shortening or lard for
That is true. Madam Noob is correct. You can also instead substitute the butter for something more like shortening, something else that is like fat that has fat but will provide volume
Yes. I know things I
when
know.
whipped.
How mad will you be if I try to like microwave something right?
As long as you don't open the door too far, because the door can't go too far due to the.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was just being a brat.
Oh, being a brat. Fine. Fortunately, I walk to school. It only takes 13 minutes. Oh, that's so cool. I'll admit, ASC, that was something I always wished I did, but I never lived close enough to school. Like, school generally was like maybe like 5 miles away. Certainly high school, that was not possible. You had to take a highway to get to my school from where I lived. My school was probably then about 10 miles. That's not walking distance. Not unless you want to add like an extra hour plus to every day. Good, so now we know what to substitute for in the case of the next butter crisis. It's true. It is true, Snow. The other thing is that like if you don't have access to dairy-free butter, shortening tends to be dairy-free, so you can use that instead. It also allows you to make vegan frosting instead if you need to. Stuff like that. Huh?
You use words good.
I do. I good word use. I good word. Cloud cream. Just take a barrel full and spray it with a big spoon, or eat with a big spoon.
I'm okay with that.
Talking about school. Yeah, yours is wicked close, Art. Oh, you weren't kidding. Norway had a butter crisis. Oh, I did. Oh, I did not know that. I apologize then for making light of your comment. Okay, well, fair enough. Then yes, in the event that there is actually a butter shortage or crisis, yes, you can use shortening. Actually, you can use shortening in place of butter for a lot of things. Not just in making frosting, but also for like baking in general. Okay, I'm pouring this stuff all over the place. Which is not good because I need 4 cups of this. Frosting is a lot of powdered sugar. I'm just going to shake this over here so that goes that way. And of course, we want to sift it. Because you definitely don't want your frosting to be lumpy. You want your frosting to be as smooth as possible. Powdered sugar on its own naturally is not very very smooth. In this case I'm using. Oh man, I did it again. This bag was weak sauce. This version of powdered sugar is actually not just powdered sugar. It also involves cornstarch, which is something Americans did because why? But we did. So if you see a recipe and they say to use essentially powdered sugar, they might actually be meaning literal powdered sugar. But since this is an American book, I know they mean what we call confectioner sugar, which involves a little bit of cornstarch mixed in. Because if there wasn't closed yard, you would be able to see it from my window. Oh wow. So now we gotta get into the next bag. So we'll cut it open with our handy dandy scissors. Pro tip, don't make puffed pastry. Why not? Puffed pastry is delicious. It's just really time consuming. Even more so than bread. There's a lot to do. You've got to keep the butter cold the whole time, but the results are really great. I mean, it's wonderful to see the layers and the lamination you get when you're done with puff pastry. Today I bought 2 books. That's awesome, ASC. Very cool. What 2 books did you purchase? One is called Boot Camp. Wonder why it's called Boot Camp though. It's sad. I don't understand your baking advice because I don't have the English baking vocabulary. Oh no! Crud. Darn it. I'm trying to instantly be like, how do I say everything again? Not without requiring the knowledge of like English baking vocabulary. Well, like, are you saying, Snow, that you haven't understood everything? Like me saying confectioner sugar versus like powdered sugar? Or are you saying like my use of the term shortening and you're like, I don't know what that, we don't have a word for shortening. And so if that's the case, I can turn that into technically lard or animal fat is another way to say that one. I don't, you don't need to say, I don't bake often anyway. Well, fair enough, but I do want this. Was that 3 cups? That's 3, right? Did I do this only 3 times so far? Reminds me of the short, while New Zealand didn't have any Marmite thanks to earthquake damage. Whoa. Yeah, I have no clue what shortening means. Animal fat is better for me. I don't know what starch is, though. My vocabulary is very random. Okay. So, yeah, instead of shortening, you'd be looking at, like, animal fat. Or what we would call lard.
Lard.
Which is just animal fat. Oh, that's what shortening means. Totally not what I was thinking about. That's fair.
Shortening is basically, once upon a time it was hydrogenated vegetable oils. And we don't really tend to use that too much because trans fats are super bad. But palm shortening and a whole bunch of other stuff is essentially stable fat. That's really all it is. So that way once you beat into it and liquefy it and stuff like that, put air into it, it poofs and combines with sugar to make delicious fatty poofed things.
Did you all catch that? Because I'm not repeating it.
Yep.
Hopefully you caught that though. That is essentially, shortening is essentially another a way of getting like vegetable fat or animal fat. Awesome. And starch, yeah, starch is stuff that is contained in potatoes, predominantly. Yes, you can get it out of other vegetables. So the fact that like there is cornstarch, I do believe that is derived from corn.
Yes, it is.
But again, it is very much like that idea, and it's dried out. Yeah, starch is very close to the German word stark, starke. I'm guessing that's at the end of that. Grandfather, whoa, buddy, guess this is my day off from the shop. Yeah, no pizza's necessary from you, Grubfather. What's up, Trevor? Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing today, noob? And this is us sifting powdered sugar, because this is what powdered sugar looks like when you just kind of pour it out from the bag. And we want our frosting to be as smooth as possible. So I'm sifting this through a very thin sieve, a very fine sieve, and it's a very fine material. So this takes a little bit of effort. It takes a little bit of time. Let me come over here so I'm a little bit more in camera.